Hello, and welcome to Shane's Microscope. I'm Shane, and this is my microscope. Let's take a peek. Today's sample is an apple. I've just been having so much fun looking at food that I figured I'd throw another fruit under the microscope. I used my microtome to get some slices of it. I made sure to get a couple different areas of the apple. I threw those slices onto a slide, made sure there was plenty of water in there, tossed on some cover slips, pushed the air out, and we're good to go. The apple tree is known scientifically as Malus domestica. Malus, you might easily think, if you come at it from the Latin side, has to do with badness, but in fact the root here is the Greek malea for apple. That malea has the same root as melon. And domestica simply comes from the Greek domos for domestic, of the home. Starting off on the slice from the first section, we'll begin at the outside, the epidermis. That comes from Greek epi and derma, on top of, and skin. The epidermis, of course, protects the fruit and serves as an indicator of ripeness to animals. Just in from the epidermis, we have the hypanthial tissue. That comes from the Greek hypo, under, and anthos, flower, because that comes from the bowl-shaped part of the flower where the petals and things grow out from. And looking at that hypanthial tissue, we can see some little grains. Those are amyloplasts, from the Greek amylon, starch, and plastos, formed. Aside from the sugars in the apple, there are also some starches, and they're stored in those granules. I think it looks kind of pretty in here. Now on to the second sample slice. As we continue inwards, don't mind the bubbles trapped in the flesh of the apple, we come across a petal or sepal bundle. Petal is from the Greek petalon, leaf or petal, and sepal is a new Latin construct mashing together separatus for separate and petalum for petal. Those are little green petals underneath what we normally think of as the flower. It's easy to forget sometimes if you don't live around fruit trees and watch the fruit form, but it really all does grow out of that flower, and so those parts make it into the fruit. And this part of the apple is the mesocarp. That's Greek mesos for middle and karpos for fruit. And this part is mostly just bags of sugar. And finally, the inmost sample slice. Near the center of the apple, this is where the seeds were. A lot of bubbles in this region. We reach the carpillary bundles. And those are named after the Greek karpos, which still means fruit. And these carpillary bundles were the female reproductive organs of the plant. Well, I thought it was really interesting to be able to look at another fruit, see how it was similar to the grape and how it was different. And I thought it was really neat that in the apple in particular, we could see a lot of structures remaining from when this was a flower. Alright, well, I think we'll leave it there for the day. Thanks for having a look with me. Until next time, keep on peeking.